Hey everybody, this is Shawn Williams. You're at my school here in Los Angeles, 5-Star Martial Arts, and we're taking a look at an Omoplata from the Williams guard. So once we've established the guard, you guys have your choice of doing Omoplata. So if I just like Omoplata, at any time I keep this angle, then you can go for the Omoplata. Okay? One thing when we're doing an Omoplata that I want to be concerned about is where my knee is. So I'm not really concerned about getting my foot in front of his face quickly, because if I do that, you'll see the integrity and the pressure of the knee release. If I go like pulling my foot over, see how the knee is loose already? This can cause a lot of problems. Him standing up, putting my knees over my face, going out, limp arming out, all this, these problem situations. So when we're choosing to go for Omoplata, then it's important that the integrity of my knee stays down. So instead of worrying about my foot, I worry about pushing my knee to the floor. Your foot will go over the face eventually, but you see now we've kept a heavy knee so that he can't posture up out of this. Once we've kept our knee heavy, the bottom leg can squeeze out there. And I need to make sure that our grip exchange happens. So from the guard, when you choose to go for Omoplata, I use my inside hand and I bring my hand inside, palm faces away from my calf. Then we turn our hand over. That helps me avoid flexibility. If I'm not very flexible like this, we'll use our hand to help bring our leg to us and then keep that knee heavy. Once we've got the knee heavy and the shin in front of the head for this framing situation, now we can pull our bottom leg out. But when we pull our bottom leg out, here's the arms. I don't want to keep my frame in there for too long. I want to make sure I let go and immediately go hand up over the belt. My right hand is going to go to the wrist as we square up. So I've got my counters to his counters pretty set up. Got a wrist tie to keep his wrist on the far side, and what will now turn into a belt tie. But it's just important to get my hand up and over so he doesn't jump across my body. Once we're here, if there's a belt, we can grab the belt. Next thing to finish a generic Omoplata is such. I need to move my hips back, because right now he's strong enough to lift my legs up. So we need to keep our legs strong. We can keep them feet apart or loose triangle. Okay? We don't want to make too big of a mistake of locking a tight triangle again. That loosens that knee. It's going to hurt my integrity of that leg. That time for that is over. Now it's time to keep our feet heavy, our knees heavy, pressing down to the mat. We'll slide our hips back so our hips are in line with his, which makes a simple kick to sit up. Once we are ready to finish Omoplata, I'm going to hug the waist. But we can do something to make our Omoplatas a little tighter. If I just fold my leg back, his shoulder is off the mat. That's not what we would like for Omoplata, even though we can still finish if I lock my hands under his head. Finish almost anywhere from Omoplata. But to make this a little tighter, let's keep his wrist and straighten our leg. Let's drive his shoulder to the mat. Once we drive his shoulder to the mat, we have our option of taking our calf and locking it right on top of his elbow. This will make sure that the move goes on the elbow, not just the shoulder. If I leave the elbow unisolated, it'll go on the shoulder, which is fine as well. But if we want to make it a little tighter, let's put our calf right on top of that elbow, holding his wrist so his arm doesn't slide out. We fold our knee in the back of our foot like a puzzle, and then we're going to go grab our hands. So I'd like to grab my hands palm to palm, this one facing down, okay? Not facing up, facing down. Once we start to lock, you'll see once you guys are over the elbow that you barely have to move. Once I start sitting up, the Omoplata goes on real tight. We've taken all the slack out before we finish the Omoplata, which is really important. Otherwise, he's gonna have a lot of flexibility to roll, to do different things. So if I'm able to get the shoulder on the mat, make sure my calf goes right on top of the elbow, and then we fold it in. When you guys sit up, you'll notice like you hardly have to move to finish that Omoplata. So makes it a little bit tighter. Any way we are able to finish the Omoplata is great, but those little details will make that tighter. So again, thanks for watching. Shawn Williams here in Los Angeles, 5-Star Martial Arts.
Whenever you're ready.